For more on the bushfire crisis gripping Victoria, we're joined by Darren Chester, member for Gippsland. Darren, thank you for your time. Now, can you tell us a bit about the defence capabilities that are coming to help those stranded at Malakuta?
Oh, great to be joining you, Annalise, and Happy New Year, although it's a bit of a strange feeling here in Gippsland today. No one's really celebrating, but the latest information I've received, I spoke to the Chief of Defence Force this morning, and the latest information from them is that the 2 naval vessels are leaving Sydney today. So they've been fitted out with obviously humanitarian aid and disaster relief equipment. So things you expect to see would be water, food, medical equipment if required, diesel, fuel for the generators, that type of thing. So they're on their way. So leaving Sydney today, and I also understand that we're going to see in the next few hours some heavy lift aircraft, some helicopters arriving at the East RAF base, which is just down the road from where we are right now, and they'll be also assisting with the relief and recovery effort. One of our big challenges, Annalise, right now is getting a full assessment of the damages. There's still areas which have been too dangerous to access yet, so we don't have the full extent of property losses, but we do know certainly dozens of homes have been lost, family homes have been lost, and as the Premier indicated yesterday, we've got at least 4 people unaccounted for. So I think we do need to prepare ourselves for more bad news here. It's going to be a tough time ahead, but we have a resourceful, resilient community, and we'll get our way through it. We're a strong community. We've been through fires and floods and drought in the past, and we'll work our way through this one.
Darren, are the ADF resources being used to evacuate people from Malakuta, or is this more to support them while this recovery effort starts?
Look, good question, Annalise. My understanding is the task for the ADF when they arrive off the coast of Gippsland will be focused on that supply and replenishment activity, so making sure that we have generators there, because right now Malakuta, for example, doesn't have power. So we've got several thousand people. Some are campers, obviously, they're on holidays, but also local residents without power. That's going to add to the stress of the situation. So getting more generators in there, making sure fuel's available to replenish the generators they already have themselves. And I understand it's also about more supplying the essential goods and services that people might require. I don't expect it's going to be focused on an evacuation effort as far as I'm aware, but I'll keep you posted if that situation changes. The ship on the way is HMAS Choules, is the main vessel. It'll have a helicopter on board, be able to bring supplies in and out, that type of thing. But as far as I understand, it's more focused on that humanitarian aid and disaster relief mission at this stage.
There have been questions asked by a number of people on the ground there about backburning and why there wasn't more done earlier. Is that something you're going to be looking into?
Oh, look, I think it's really important right now, and at least as a local member, I focus on what's the here and now in terms of, there's a response effort still underway in the fact that we've still got active fires on the fire ground right across the East Gippsland region. So several fires still causing some concerns, and we've got very calm weather here today. It's quite pleasant, a lot of smoke about, but very pleasant weather today, and that gives our fire authorities a chance to get in there and add to the containment lines in our region for the weather when it warms up on the weekend. So that response is underway. At the same time, we've got people who know they've lost their property, who know their property's been damaged. They want to get back in there and make sure their stock are okay or start the clean-up effort, but we've got to make sure they're safe in that recovery activity. But in terms of your actual question regarding prescribed burns, I've advocated for a long time as a local member and continue to advocate for more prescribed burning in my region. We have a lot of bushland in my region, obviously. We have a lot of towns that abut closely to bushland, and my expectation is that we'll have that debate in the future, but the very strong feeling in my community for years now is we don't do enough prescribed burning, we don't do enough hazard reduction burning, and people are very concerned about that. Now, I'm not going to look to seek to lay blame when we're right in the middle of a crisis here, Annalise. We've got enough on our plate right now to deal with. We've got to make sure people are safe as they fight the fires, make sure people are safe as they go in and start cleaning up the mess that's left behind, and then support them in that long-term recovery. This will take us years. This type of recovery takes 2-3 years. I was around during the Black Saturday bushfires, and we were still supporting families as they were going back into their homes a couple of years later.